bitter criticism, reading science from Instagram advancement, disseminating science. Let's just read science on Instagram science. Like this one, the first one. Arms exporters. This is not actually science, it's more geopolitics. This is a graphic on Instagram, actually a video showing the page Civic Explorer. How lucrative is the war business? Arms exporters, countries with the highest share of major arms exports from 2020 to 2024. And there's the USA, United States of America, selling 43% of weapons. Then in second came France with 9.6, and then Russia 7.8, and then China 5.9. Not that bad for China, a huge industrial country, also selling weapons. Why not? For the good guys, I guess. How lucrative is the war business? The global arms trade remains a major part of international relations, with the US leading as the dominant supplier of weapons. Between 2020 and 2024, the United States accounted for 43% of all global arms exports, driven by demand for advanced military technologies like combat aircraft. Notably, the US shifted its focus from the Middle East to Europe, with countries like Saudi Arabia still receiving significant shipments. As the largest arms supplier, the US plays a key role in shaping global defense alliances and geopolitics. Meanwhile, Russia's arms exports have declined by 64% from 2015 to 2024. This is part of the sanctions against Russia, I guess, with the war in Ukraine accelerating this drop, I guess because of the sanctions. However, Russia remains a key supplier to countries like India, China, and Kazakhstan. France, the second largest arms exporter, has seen a rise in exports to European countries and Ukraine since Russia's invasion. Despite China's efforts to increase its arms exports, its share remains modest. But its domestic production continues to grow. The dynamics of arms exports continue to shape global power balances. Does arms production mainly protect national interests or fuel wars? Let us know in the comments. I guess it's in between the middle, you know. As I said, there's good guys and bad guys. Depends on that question. Depends on your political alignment. There's a polemic about the man who turned plastic into gasoline. His name is Julian Brown and is now missing. I checked this on news. I googled this on news, and it's true. There's a lot of articles about this black young guy. He was turning plastic into gasoline, maybe in the wrong country. Definitely, it will be better for him if he is alive, or if he died. Take his talents to Norway. Anyway, there's an article published in Paper. He first came up with the concept while studying alternative fuel sources, inspired by the growing plastic waste crisis and the need for sustainable energy. After months of research, he discovered a process to convert discarded plastic into gasoline through a specialized thermal breakdown. Specialized thermal breakdown technique. Friends and colleagues recall him being obsessed with refining this idea, often working late nights in the lab. However, just as he was close to finalizing his breakthrough, he suddenly went missing. No one knows whether his disappearance was voluntary, an accident, or something more suspicious. Yeah, like the Seven Sisters, gasoline Seven Sisters. However, just as he was close to finalizing his breakthrough, he suddenly went missing. No one knows whether his disappearance was voluntary, an accident, or something more suspicious, leaving his innovative work and unanswered questions behind. You know, I guess he was too young. I guess whatever he was doing, a lot of people also can do, but as experience shows to everyone, you cannot gamble with oil companies, oil monopoly. I guess that's what everybody knows, everybody learned from life. Unfortunately, there's a lot of plastic you will be able to turn plastic into gasoline, but not anymore. There's another news. Scientists made history by developing the first hormone-free male birth control pill. So hormone-free. There's no hormones. Let's watch. For decades, options for male contraceptions have barely evolved, limited to condoms and vasectomies. That may soon change. A groundbreaking drug known as YCT 529, developed by Your Choice Therapeutics in collaboration with researchers at the University of Minnesota and Columbia University, has successfully completed its first human safety trial without triggering hormonal side effects. Unlike traditional contraceptives that alter hormone levels, YCT 529 takes a different path. It targets a protein called retinoic acid receptor alpha, a key player in sperm formation. By blocking this receptor, the drug disrupts sperm production directly within the testes. Early preclinical studies in mice and monkeys demonstrated remarkable results. Fertility was reduced by 99% and returned fully within weeks after stopping the drug. The phase first human trial involved 16 men ages 32 to 59, most of whom had vasectomies to ensure long-term fertility wouldn't be affected. Participants received single doses of 10, 30, 90, or 180 milligrams under varying conditions. Some of an empty stomach, others after a meal, to test how the body absorbed the drug. Throughout the study, researchers monitor heart rate, hormone levels, inflammatory markers, sexual function, and mood. The outcome was striking. Even at the highest dose, no significant side effects were detected. Testosterone levels remain stable. Libido and mood with unchanged. And no concerning shifts appeared in blood parameters or vital signs. The pill's tolerability in both fasted and fed in both fasted and fed states adds flexibility to real-world use. Definitely. That would be better if this pill give you some libido, more libido, like a Viagra, with larger phase 1B to 2A trials already underway to track sustained use and sperm count reduction. YCT 529 is positioned as a transformative development, potentially the first approved non-hormonal male birth control pill, offering men and their partners a long overdue new option. Definitely. Imagine take both male and female taking contraception and having kids anyway. That would be funny. I mean, at least will be a coincidence, a great coincidence. Scientists say there's a 50% chance we are living in simulation. Hashem Al-Ghaili, the Muslim guy who is also on Facebook, this guy don't rest. Study shows there's a 50-50 chance we are living in a simulation. Yes, really. We are living in a base reality or just a sophisticated simulation? Question. According to scientists exploring the simulation hypothesis, we might not be able to tell. First proposed in 2003 by philosopher Nick Bostrom, the idea is that if any civilization can create realistic simulations of conscious life and chooses to run them, then most conscious beings will be simulated, not real. That means the odds are stacked. Statistically, we have be one of the simulations. Yeah. Columbia University astronomer David Kipping used Bayesian analysis to quantify the hypothesis. His results are 50.2% chance that we are living in a base reality and 49.8% chance we are inside a simulation. Base reality. So the margin is rather thin. Kipping's models notes that simulations can only recur so far. Each generation consumes more resources and losses the tail making it slightly more likely we are at the top of the snack, but just slightly. As quantum computing advances, future experiments may be able to test the fabric of our universe for clues, computational anomalies, digital glitches, or underlying mathematical codes. Until then, we exist in a state of uncertainty, half in the real world, half in the machine. Oh, there's a 50-50 chance we are living in a simulation. Yes, really. Oh, Bostrom and 2003. That's interesting. Sometimes I think that there's another interesting use. Well, I have seen two news like this one. UK has created a robot fish that eats ocean plastic and powers itself by digesting it, eliminating the need for battery. And says, meet Gilbert, a 3D printed robot fish designed by student Eleanor McIntosh at the University of Surrey. This salmon-sized swimmer mimics a real fish, but it's microplastics instead. filtering polluted water through mesh and traps even the tiniest plastic bits. Open source and free to print, Gilbert is a student-made solution already making waves in the UK lakes. Proof that powerful change can start in the classroom. Yeah, definitely. So a lot of young people making the difference. I guess old people, they have just too much problems. There was a famous article displayed everywhere that says nearly half of all gold ever mined on Earth came from a single source, the Witwatersrand in South Africa. Well, I'm not going to read that. And there's another very famous too. Stem cells from polluted wisdom teeth show pulled wisdom teeth. The wisdom teeth show a promise for healing the brain, heart, and joints. I'm searching for the fish that disseminates coral reef in Australia. There's a news like that. There's a lot of articles. Maybe I read this previously, but I don't remember. Oh, there's nothing. Well, there's a coral reef. Maybe on Facebook. Yeah. Let's go to. But I'm going to Google it. It's been a long time since I don't see robot fish, coral reef. I guess that's enough. Coral reef news. How a robot diver is monitoring coral loss in Australia's southern reef. That's the news. This is finally a huge text. How a robot diver is monitoring coral loss in Australia's southern reefs. A new AI-powered underwater vehicle has exposed severe coral bleaching off the coast of Fremantle, offering a stark glimpse of climate change's toll and a potential new path for marine conservation. June 6, 2025. Once a vibrant tangle of color and life, the coral reef off the coast of Fremantle in Western Australia now lies in ghostly silence, where soft corals once danced with the tide and fish darted between branches. A pale skeletal landscape remains bleached, fragmented, and eerily still. This haunting transformation has been captured not by a diver but by a micro-autonomous underwater vehicle, AUV, named Idris, built to make ocean exploration faster, safer, and significantly more affordable. The robot swimmer is helping researchers document reef degradation with a level of detail previously out of reach. Robotics firm Advanced Navigation, in collaboration with marine consultancy O2 Marine, has released a high-resolution 3D visualization of Hull Bank, a rare high-latitude reef located off the southern coast of Australia. Using its AI-driven hydro system, the team conducted a georeference survey of the seabed, capturing 4K video and high-resolution imagery. The resulting data reveal extensive coral bleaching and fragmentation, stark visual evidence of an unfolding crisis at one of the world's southernmost coral ecosystems. Quote, "The oceans are fundamentally important to every living species, yet they are in danger," says Alex McGregor, senior AI engineer and advanced navigation. There's an urgent need to open up our oceans, making data and knowledge more accessible to global communities and environmental researchers. Swimming robots, Hydros, was designed to overcome the cost, size, and operational complexity of traditional marine monitoring tools. Weighing just 7 kilograms, the device can be deployed by a single person from a small boat with no need for support vessels or trained dive teams. According to McGregor, this flexibility can reduce survey costs by up to 75%. Traditional methods rely on bulky remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and trained crews, he explains. They are expensive and time-consuming, and the resulting data offers arrives too late to inform urgent conservation decisions. And I just charging on the boat. And don't look like a fish. For O2 Marine, which partnered on the Hull Bank project, the goal is to make high-quality reef monitoring more scalable and responsive. Quote, to truly understand the extent of coral bleaching, we need high resolutions, spatially accurate data that captures both the scale and the fine detail of change beneath the surface, says Claudio Del Deo, co-managing director at O2 Marine. And that's it. The text is just too big.